Alright, and just like that, I'm gonna overlay some music so it can hopefully make up for the horrendous audio, because I actually forgot to record the audio, so it's just taken right off of my camera. I'm sorry, by the way. Now let's see, what can I do for the beginning of the video? Oh, I have an idea. Hey.
I'm in class. What is this?
Oh, you're in a class? Hey, can you take a selfie?
No.
Can you take a selfie, please?
Why?
Please, just take a selfie and send it to me.
No.
Do it right now.
Just use the picture on my IG or something.
No.
Why?
Do it.
No.
Do it. Please.
No.
Please.
Going back to my class.
Please do it now. Wait a minute. Well, I guess I'll have to dig through mine. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Alright, we'll use this one then.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire was a critically acclaimed film that was released in 2019, and I finally got around to watching it. The movie is set in 1770 France, where a painter, Marianne, is commissioned to paint the wedding portrait of a bride that is to be married, Eloise. And through these characters' interactions, they somehow fall in love and need to deal with the consequences of falling in love. That is the general non-spoiler plot synopsis, and now I'm going to tell you what I think of it. Throughout this past year, I slowly began to realize that I grew this deep appreciation for indie films that wasn't there before. I really enjoy the color palette of indie films and their cleanness. A lot of AAA films can feel quite cluttered in their scenery, and there can be a lose of focus. This film mirrors a lot of other indie films that I've seen in that its color palette and its set is very clear. It's very clean. It kind of has a blank canvas kind of feel to it that allows the actors to really take the main stage. And speaking of the actors, they do a phenomenal job. This is a film that is generally carried by its actors, and the camera work is fine. It's very grounded. There isn't any very unique angles, however, it does flow quite naturally at a eye level, kind of, once again, as I said, giving it a grounded feel. With how the color palette and cinematography is in the film, it really draws focus to the acting, and they banked a lot on these actors and they really delivered. They gave wonderful performances that were truly touching. The screenplay is also very neatly written. There isn't just scenes for no reason to fill space. Everything that happens has some kind of reason and has some kind of payoff. It's just very neatly wrapped together of a screenplay, and I really appreciate that. The set design is also very consistent with the time period, and nothing that happens in the film took me out of that time. So, I'm going to give Portrait of a Lady on Fire a 89. It's a very good film. I really love the color palette, I really love the screenplay, and the acting is phenomenal. Disclaimer, there is nudity in this film, so it's probably not the best movie to watch with your kids, but if you're really a connoisseur of these indie films and really enjoy just a nice love story, then watch it. I wholeheartedly recommend this movie to anyone who's into that. Now then, on to the spoilers section, where I talk about spoilers, and if you've seen the movie and want to talk about spoilers, welcome! This is spoiler top time. I think let's just start off by saying that the part of the movie that really hit me was when the number 20H was shown on the portrait. That moment struck my heart. It struck a chord in my heart. And yeah, I just really felt that. I thought that was a really wonderfully executed moment. And also, like I said in the non-spoiler section, things always have a reason and they wrap around. There's a section in the movie where they talk about the Orpheus and Eurydice story, and I really loved the end also, where Marianne painted the painting of that was depicting what happened, but also depicting her relationship with Heloise. I was watching this with Charlie, and he thought that the speed that they fell in love was a little bit strange and fast. I disagree. I personally think that it's a pretty realistic portrayal. I don't know what you guys think, but how they fall in love at that, because when people fall in love, they fall in love sometimes madly and fast, and this is a pretty good portrayal of how that could happen, and what are the consequences of it, which brings me to talking about the last scene. Oh boy. The last scene was... It was just, the orchestra that was playing, it called back to the beginning when they met and Marianne played the tune on the piano, which once again, yeah, things connect. There's a reason for everything. They fold together nicely. And, man, that last moment where Heloise was just working through all her emotions for a solid few minutes. That's how it felt. The actor did a pretty amazing job. If you read her face, you could really see everything that she's going through, all the thoughts that's going through her head with that piece of score. And that piece of score also nicely rounds out this story. And walking away from the movie, it's bittersweet, but I took away more of the sweet than the bitter of how this was able to happen in the first place. And it seems like the characters also cherish it as a good part of memory, while knowing that, unfortunately, society at the time doesn't allow them to pursue this bliss of the 2 weeks that they spent together. Really, it was just a really nice film. If I watched this movie before making my 2019 Thots video, it probably would have gone high on the A tier. So yeah, that's what I thought about The Portrait of a Lady on Fire. What did you think of the movie? Please feel free to let me know. But yeah, that's it for me this week. See ya.